I did not start actively eating vegetables until I left the house. Bring out the pitchforks, that's fine, because that shit makes me so fucking mad. You must think I'm clean. Hello YouTube, it is me, Kayru. I'm back again with another video. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I am Kayru Nicole, and today I felt like fighting. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing today. Not physically fighting, but I am going to be sharing some of my unpopular opinion with you guys. And they range from a variety of topics. Some of them are more serious than others, but then others are kind of like, they're not super serious. It's not about like any of your faves or anything. I will not be discussing fandoms just yet. I would like to build a following before I, make it crumble, but it's fine. That being said, I'm just gonna go ahead and get straight into the video because I think it's like 12 different unpopular opinions that I'm like really passionate about that I want to share with you guys today. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, my first unpopular opinion is I don't know why high school is so romanticized, because in my opinion, I think that middle school was absolutely where it was at. And I know like a lot of people like really peak in high school, but I don't know. I feel like middle school was 10 times more fun than high school ever was, because in high school you're kind of like becoming more aware of yourself and like the standards of society, versus like in middle school it's kind of like that I am cringe but I am free energy. You don't know what you're doing is embarrassing and you're just having fucking fun. So I feel like middle school should be more romanticized than it is, because if I'm gonna be so fucking for real, high school sucked. Nobody knew what they were doing, everybody was fucking mean to you, and like everyone's stressed out about trying to go to college and figuring out who they are as an adult at 18. But that's just my personal opinion. I don't know. We'll move on. My second unpopular opinion. This one I might get a little bit of hate for. It's really not that serious to me, but like, I don't know. So let me just go ahead and rip off the band-aid here. Avocados are gross. And I don't know why you bitches like them so much. I said it, I will be standing behind it. I don't understand what the fuck the hype for avocados is about. Truly, like what? See, here's the thing. Whenever I'm like, oh yeah, I don't like avocados, somebody looks at me like I killed their fucking grandmother. Like what? Be so for real right now. Like I don't understand why it's such a like controversial thing to simply not like avocados. They don't taste like anything. They add nothing to my plate. Like maybe if they were like mixed into a salad, like I could probably eat them, but genuinely I don't understand the hype for avocados. Do you guys have like dulled taste buds? There's so many better things that you could mix into your like rice. I don't know. Or you could put on your sandwich, dude. Like I don't understand the hype about avocados, like fucking avocado toast. Like why are they so expensive? Why do people like them so much? It genuinely just makes me upset. I can't think of any other food that I could be like, oh, I don't really like that thing. And somebody would be like, what? You don't like insert thing here? Like what? It's a fucking avocado. I don't understand. Like what? Is there like a cult following behind avocados that I don't simply know about? Like initiate me into the club. I don't know. Maybe it's like exclusive access. I'm not cool enough to join, but I don't understand why it's such a big deal. Anyways, moving on. Editing K here, and you know what, I'm not moving on because I'm gonna add to this controversial opinion. I think that cilantro is ass too, but unfortunately I was one of those people blessed with the fucking dish soap gene, so cilantro tastes like soap to me. Stop putting it on everything. Every single fucking place that I go to, y'all want to put cilantro on things. Stop it. I fucking hate cilantro. Okay. All right, that's it. Goodbye. Okay, now we're starting to get a little bit more controversial here. The next unpopular opinion that I have is that as much as I love dogs, I love dogs. I love puppies. I love dogs. But cats are just so much more infinitely superior in every single regard. There is absolutely no regard in that you can convince me that a dog excels that a cat does not. Maybe like the life-saving skill, but like I don't have that problem, which is probably why I find cats more superior to dogs. But to me, like, they groom themselves. You don't have to take them out 3 times a day. They're silly and there's less effort to have to play with them. Like when you get another dog, it's like having another fucking like second toddler, versus having a cat, you just have to double the supplies that you already have, you know? Like it's just infinitely easier to have a cat, and they're so independent. Like a dog will follow you like a fucking shadow, and that stresses me out because not only do I have to provide for myself, which I already struggle doing, I'm getting better at it, but it's a struggle. Like you now have to care for someone else, which is why I also don't think that I would ever have children, but like whatever. I personally cannot do it. Like, I like dogs from a distance. If someone has a dog around me, I'm like, wow, this is fantastic. This is so great. I'm so glad that you have a dog. And not me, because I would rather go home, have my cat like scream at me for food once, and then I'll feed them, and then they'll leave me alone for the rest of the night. But then sometimes I can annoy them and like give them some pets, and they'll purr, and it's really sweet. Plus, when they lick you, like one of them is a dry lick versus the other one, like you get your slobber all over the place. Like, that's gross. That's gross. I don't know. Last thing here, they also do show affection, just like dogs do. I don't know who started the rumor that cats don't show affection. They don't like your ass. Like, that just seems to be like a complete personal issue. If you respect their boundaries and their space, they will like you. They'll come up to you. Like, I promise you, if you don't like cats, that is an inner issue that you have that you should probably reflect on. Or you don't like the fact that there's a being that you cannot control. That one might be a little bit controversial. Sorry guys. Y'all can fight me on this one. Bring out the pitchforks. That's fine. But like, I'm not saying that I hate dogs. That is not anything that I'm saying. I am just saying that cats are infinitely more superior. Anyways, moving on. I think that customer service workers should have 3 passes a year to put a rude customer in their place without any repercussions. Editing K again. I just wanted to pop in here to lay down some ground rules. So in my head, what I was envisioning for this rule that I would like implemented is the fact that like no weapons can be involved, and it has to be straight fist with no repercussions. Because I feel like it's kind of unfair if like you're a customer and you acting up and then like somebody like pulls like a mouse tool on you. Like, I feel like that's not fair. So I think that we should duke it out with just your hands, with just your fists. Like, you have to be licensed in the school of whoop ass. I just feel like that's fair. That other person should be able to defend themselves too, you know? I feel like that's how it evens out in my head. But yeah, the use of weapons is illegal. That is not what I condone, and I don't think that that should be implemented here. But yeah, okay, that's it. Goodbye. Now, hear me out. I do not condone violence. I think that sometimes violence is necessary, and sometimes violence feels good. I have never, inflicted any sort of violence, but I think that customer service workers should absolutely get a pass, because sometimes customers are too comfortable fucking around and never finding out. Do you know what I mean? I am not fond of the idea of people thinking that they can talk to customer service workers any sort of way. Like, if you talk down to customer service workers, you are fucking rude. And I don't know. I feel like we can keep a tally of it. It would not be that hard to implement it. And I feel like it should be enforced by law. And I also feel like if this was enforced by law, people would act right. Like, imagine you go into a TJ Maxx and you give in like this customer service like attitude because they couldn't apply your fucking like 50% discount, whatever. You would be less likely to fuck around, would you not? If there was like a tally that you could see that somebody has not used their tallies for the entire year, but you're acting like this, I guarantee you that that fucking behavior that you are exhibiting would be shut the fuck down so quickly. That's what I'm telling you. Like, fuck around and find out. Y'all are too comfortable fucking around. But you do not want to find out, I promise you. I think we should uphold this law. I feel like it should be implemented, but that's just my personal opinion. I just think that it would make the world a better place if people understood that there were consequences for their own actions. Again, that's just my personal take. Let me know if you agree in the comments below. I'm sure like every single customer service worker is probably like, yeah! Like, I know you guys. I know you guys do not get paid for the amount of shit that you guys tolerate. Like, and plus, I'm also really sick of the idea that the customer is like always right. Like, that has not and will never be the case. Like, I guarantee you that if you think that the customer is always right, like, I don't know, did you read the employee handbook? Did you read the onboarding activities? Like, I guarantee you that the customer is not always right. Anyways, that's a different controversial opinion. I wasn't going to discuss that in the video, but now that it's here, the customer is not always right. What else do we have here? My next unpopular opinion, and I feel like I might get the Pinterest girlies mad at me, but I think that we as a society have put ourselves into too many boxes. Essentially what I mean by that is like the hypercore, like, the hyper categorization of like aesthetics and cores. It just doesn't make sense to me. I feel like it's so strange to just simply put a label on everything. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it's because I'm a hater. Truly, it very well might be. But like, I can't imagine just being goth or just being cottagecore or just being indie or just being like an art girl. Like, do you understand what I mean? Like, I feel like people, it's so limiting for yourself to just simply place yourself in a category and only abide by the way that this category lives their life. You know what I mean? It's so crazy to me because I can't do it. I feel like I shift my aesthetic every other day, and maybe it's just an issue of not truly knowing who I am, or maybe I already know who I am and I know that I don't fit into a certain aesthetic. There's certain aesthetics that I really appreciate. I don't know. I can't do it. There's too many, and you all are so cute, and I just give me all of the aesthetics. That's just how I feel about it, but I don't know. Plus, I also feel like it can be pretty harmful and isolating for the people who don't really fit into a certain aesthetic, because I feel like people will simply mold themselves to fit into that thing instead of having that thing fit you, which comes with another set of like issues. But I digress. We're gonna go ahead and move on from there. So now this next one, I don't want to sound like a millennial or anything because I don't think I am. I was born in 1999. I think I'm like the very beginning of Gen Z. I have no idea. But this idea of like I can take your man culture, it's so weird to me. Like that's such a fucking weird flex. I don't understand like why that's something to brag about. Like girl, I know you're bad. I know that you're beautiful. But like if you could take my man, by all means, brother, like you could fucking keep his ass. What makes you think that like I would want him back if he was so easily swayed by you? Do you know what I mean? And then also like what makes you think that if he was easily swayed by you that he wouldn't be swayed by the next pretty person that comes along? You know what I mean? Like I just feel like it's a game that we're all losing. You're gaining nothing here. You took my man and then like he's gonna be taken by the next pretty thing that walks around. It just, I don't know. I feel like it's really not that much of a flex as like you might think it is. I promise you. Girl, do better for yourself. You don't need my man. And like if you could take him, that's fine. That's a skill issue on his part. You could fucking have him. That's not anything that I would ever brag about. I don't know. But that's just me personally. Maybe I'm just a hater, but I think that girls are pretty and you're pretty. So if you could take my man, that's whatever. Have him. I don't have a man. Speaking of not having a man, I hold the opinion that I genuinely think that single people are meant to fail in society, or they're meant to aid capitalism even more by working harder. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist by any means, but where I live, a studio is baseline $1,400 a month, and you have to make 3 times the rent. Like, just think about that, you know, like $1,400 a month just for rent. You have to make 3 times the rent and then also account for utilities. And also if you have a car payment, you have to pay that, and car insurance. And if you have, you know, health insurance, you have to pay for that too. That is just simply too much money to be able to accomplish on a single income. You know what I mean? You absolutely need more than one person to make that happen, or you need multiple jobs resulting in more labor from you, which I just definitely feel like single people are meant to fail in the society, or they're meant to be overworked. You live by this nuclear family dynamic, or you work like a dog until you fucking die. And that's the fate for single people. Or like the idea if you're single, you're focused on your career. So that also aids capitalism, but I don't know. Y'all feel me on this? I don't know. Maybe I'm just spouting stuff and like y'all don't even understand. I do have a Pisces Mercury. I may make no sense, but I hope that you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. So what else do we got here? Speaking of living spaces and rent, you bitches who fucking run Airbnbs, y'all are freaks. And I will fucking die by this. You guys are fucking freaks, bro. For what reason? You have absolutely no fucking reason to be charging $300 a night for a fucking room closet. Y'all are weird. You guys are fucking crazy. I don't understand. Like, I believe that Airbnb should be more strictly regulated because that shit makes me so fucking mad. It makes me mad. You guys are aiding in the... Okay, let me contain myself. Why the fuck on God's green earth are you charging me $1,000 a night to be in a fucking like house while I'm visiting? Like what? $1,000 fucking dollars a night? That's half of your fucking like mortgage. That is way much more. Way more than you fucking need. Like, are you bitches for real with this shit, bro? Like, I don't understand. Airbnb on its own, I feel like, is causing a housing crisis all across the US. And these people are renting out these places with a price per day that totals like 3 times way past the amount that like they would have been paying for a mortgage. Like, you bitches are stealing. You guys are stealing from the poor. Like, I don't understand. Like, I can't fucking visit my family because you bitch asses want to charge $200 a fucking night for me to sleep on a bench. Like, be realistic, bro. I don't understand. Like, You're stealing money from people who just want a fucking place to stay. Not only that, you're stealing from me and my ability to buy fucking like a house here. That shit sucks. That shit fucking sucks, bro. Like, I live in Florida and you bitches are always like, oh my god, Disney, like, oh, vacation every day. It sucks here. It sucks here. It's 14 fucking hundred for a studio apartment. Anyways, I stopped using Airbnb for a while. I don't know. I'm not saying that Airbnb needs to be abolished or anything, because it's definitely a cool experience to like stay in a home that you've never stayed in before and just, I don't know, play pretend for a little bit. But it definitely needs to be heavily regulated because this shit is getting fucking ridiculous and I don't have a place to stay. And I'm not sure if it's like that all over the US. I feel like it probably is, but it's definitely an issue here in Florida because, I don't know, you absolutely should not be charging what you pay for a mortgage per night. Like, there is absolutely no need for that. Not only that, but like $400 a month doesn't even like cover the cleaning fees that they add on. I hate Airbnb. I could talk about this for fucking days. It really makes me mad. Anyways, don't mean to get too heated. The next one that I have on here, as a Puerto Rican woman, I feel like Hispanic families put too much of an emphasis on being thin. But my thing is like, why are you guys doing that? Realistically, you guys are ridiculing me for like being overweight or like being fat, and I want you to think of one Puerto Rican meal that has a fucking vegetable in it. You can't fucking think of one because it doesn't exist. Y'all are getting on me, bro. I'm gonna be so fucking for real. Like, I did not start actively eating vegetables until I left the house, until I moved out at 22. At 22 did I start incorporating vegetables into my fucking diet. And not only that, I didn't know how to make them. Like, I just thought that you like steamed vegetables and that was the only way that you made them. But no, vegetables taste good. We just don't fucking make them in our culture. And it kind of sucks because like, how are you gonna get on me for being fat and eating too much? But A, you fucking pile up my plate. Or B, you fucking like only ever deep fry shit. Or C, like you fucking put tremendous amounts of salt on my shit, bro. Like, I don't understand. Pick a fucking struggle. What are you not getting? Like, our foods consist of oils and carbs. And don't get me wrong, it's fucking delicious. It's fucking delicious. I'll fuck up some fucking Puerto Rican food. I love my Puerto Rican food. But like, it's definitely not setting up people to have the thinness that like you are requiring of me. And they put so much of an emphasis on it. Like, I don't know. This one makes me mad. Maybe because I'm fucking traumatized, but like, because there's definitely a lot to unpack here. But I know I'm not skinny by any means, but I eat healthily. And that's all that I can ask for. Anyways, maybe I'll make a video about my experience another time, but I feel very strongly about this, so yeah. And now, since we're talking about food, one of the most controversial opinions that I have here is that I genuinely dislike seafood. Anything that comes from the sea or any sort of water, like, I do not like. Don't get me wrong, I know that fish is good for you. I know that it has a lot of healthy fats. I know that, it's a good source of protein, but I just simply cannot get behind it. So, okay, let me set the scene for you. Do you know when, like, you are desperate for food, you don't have anything inside your fridge, you don't have anything, like, fully that you can make up, but let's say you see some fucking, like, pizza rolls all the way in the back of the fridge, and you're like, oh shit, that's food, like, I can go make those. And you heat them up, and they're freezer burnt. They taste like freezer. You know what I'm talking about? That's what seafood tastes like to me. But instead of it being freezer burnt, it just tastes like the ocean. And I don't like it. It doesn't taste good to me. It's like been freezer burnt, but by the ocean burnt, if you will. It doesn't matter what it is. I don't like shrimp. I don't like salmon. I don't like conch, lobster, crab, seaweed. I do not care. If it is in the sea, it is not for me. Bars. I don't know if anybody else feels that way. Please let me know if you are an avid seafood hater, because I don't know. Maybe there's just something that I'm missing out on. I like to think that, like, in my past life, I was some sort of, like, mermaid or something. But then that also doesn't make sense, because if you're a mermaid, like, wouldn't you eat fish? I don't know. I must have been, like, some fucking mollusk or something. I don't fucking know. But yeah. My next one is, in my personal opinion, I think that Geminis get far too much hate. I think you guys are overlooking signs that are more deserving of hate. For example, I think that Cancers and Scorpios do not get enough hate. Don't get me wrong, I love a good Cancer, I love a good Scorpio. I especially love Scorpios. I don't know, there's just something about you guys are hot and mysterious. Love y'all. Anyways, in my experience with Cancers, I don't know if it's because you guys know emotions and you're intelligent with them, but like y'all use that to like switch around and like be the victim. Any scenario that you guys curate, you stir the pot with. If you are directly in the middle of the conversation or in the situation and you are involved, you will flip the script and make that person out to be the bad guy, and then you play the victim. And frankly, I'm not a fucking fan of that, because you guys know what you're doing. You guys are emotionally intelligent, and it just makes me mad. Y'all can get so mean. Like, y'all can get so fucking mean when you get your feelings hurt, but the thing is like anything will hurt your feelings. Do you know what I mean? Like, go to therapy, bro. Like, I'll come with you. I could use some therapy too, I promise you. Like, it is not that deep. I promise you that I am not intending on hurting your feelings. And if I have, communicate that to me instead of being passive aggressive. And the same thing goes for you motherfucking Scorpios. I love me a good Scorpio. Like, I really do. Y'all are fucking like best friends for life. I love how deep and passionate you guys are. But I love you guys so much. You guys are beautiful, intense, and sensitive, and so creative, and I don't know. I love you guys. But oh my God, bro. If I hurt your feelings, tell me. Do not let it like pile up and then curate my fucking revenge. Like, just tell me, bro. I promise you that I will apologize. If I hurt your feelings and you tell me like, hey man, that kind of fucking hurt my feelings, like, I'm not gonna be like, oh well, fuck you. Like, that's not, I promise you, you are exerting so much more energy than just simply coming to me with the issue of like what hurt your feelings. I don't know. Like, y'all send like psychic messages and you're like, but why aren't you picking it up? Like, why aren't you picking up on it? Like, I don't fucking know. What do you mean? What the hell do you mean? I don't. There is absolutely no way for me to read your motherfucking mind and know what you're thinking. Just be straight up with me. I promise that I won't take offense to it. Anyways, Geminis get too much hate. Cancers and Scorpios, figure it out. Figure it the fuck out. I don't know. Next one. Being family oriented is absolutely a skill issue. Now, this might be because I don't like my family all that much. You know what? I don't really think that they like me either, but that's okay. I don't want to fucking be friends with you guys. So like, what the fuck do I look like trying to please you guys? Do you know what I mean? You guys have effectively like insulted me on every single front imaginable. Talking about some like, oh, I'm just joking. You're so sensitive. You're so this. I'm family. You gotta love me. No, I don't. I don't have to love you. And I'm so sorry that that's a big fucking pill for you to swallow, but I will not be bending over backwards for you when you absolutely won't do the same for me. And I will not water myself down to make you more comfortable. That's not something that I am interested in doing anymore. I did that for fucking years growing up. So maybe you guys would treat me like a normal fucking human being. But no, you guys did not. This one's specifically for like family that treats you not well. Because don't get me wrong, like, I know loyalty and I will always be loyal to the people that are around me. Like, there's certain people in my family that I'm like, yeah, I absolutely have your back. I will set you straight whenever the fuck you need it. You set me straight whenever the fuck I need it to. Like, my cousin, Nicole, we're best friends. I love her so much. My mom, you know, we have our differences, but she has my back and I have hers. My sisters, you know, them too. But people in my family, like, if you are not willing to see me as a person, or like if you show blatant like favoritism, why the fuck would I bend over backwards to be with you? Like, what the fuck does the word family mean to me? Y'all taught me that family was not something that I should value because you don't value me. Anyways, I've been scorned. I have a lot of feelings about family, and like, that's just my take on it. I hate when people try to use the excuse of like, oh, blood is thicker than water. No, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Read the full fucking quote. How about that? The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. So really reflect on what the fuck that means. If you're fucked up, I will not stick by you. Like, act right and maybe we could talk about it. That's just it. I don't know. Now this one I might get a bunch of hate for, especially from my family. So hopefully y'all don't find this, but whatever. I don't really like the Christian faith all that much. Actually, let me be more specific. It's not that I dislike the Christian faith. I dislike what people pass off the Christian faith as. I was raised in it, but it's not something that I resonate with anymore. And the reason why is because I think that it just makes you content with just being, rather than like doing any sort of self-reflection. You are content with how you're being because in the eyes of God, you are perfect and there's no need for you to change. And instead of becoming the best person that you possibly can be, you are just content with all your flaws and you never aim to fix them or improve upon them. And I feel like that kind of limits what you can be in life. It stuns personal growth and it takes away like personal autonomy. You take away your own power by simply just being like, oh, we're good as we are, like it's whatever. No, I promise you that there are things to improve upon. There is always something to improve upon yourself. But I also think that the Christian faith teaches its followers to lack self-reflection, you know, like don't think about it, just repent, you know, like, and I don't think that curates something that's healthy for any of the people involved. I don't know, maybe it's just the Christians in my family, but it's this idea of like, I'm perfect in God's eyes, flaws and all, which is great and dandy, but it doesn't leave any room for self-improvement. Think about it, like if the idea is God accepts me no matter what, then like what need would you have to improve upon yourself? What need would you have to make yourself better if you are just gonna be unconditionally loved no matter what? Those flaws are perfect and they have no need to be fixed. And personally, I just don't think Christian faith takes mental health very seriously. In order to fix something, unfortunately, you have to view it as a problem, and obviously that's not something that they're doing. So at least that's from what I've seen, and honestly, it's kind of sad. So I wish that you guys would take a step back and reflect, because I know that not all of you are bad people, but there's just so much room for improvement. I promise you that like I'm not sending any hate to you guys or your beliefs or anything, but understand that it is absolutely a breeding ground for unhealthy behaviors to simply become the norm. And you guys become content in that and absolutely leave no room for growth. That's just what it is. That's my opinion. I also want to make it known that like people of all faith are welcome on my channel, even if I'm not super religious. These are just my own personal takes on things by any means. Like if you have a different opinion, I absolutely respect your opinion. Anyways, that is all for this week's video. I feel like I've yelled enough, but let me know if you like this sort of video. I could definitely make another one like this because I do have a lot of unpopular opinions. I feel like, yeah, please, if you have any other take on any of these, please leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you because I've thought about these long and hard, and let me know if I've like changed your opinions on some things or giving you a new point to take into account. Thank you so much for watching this week's video. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, and if you also want to follow me on Twitter or fucking X, I guess it's rebranded as. I don't know, I'm not very active on Twitter, but like if you want to follow me on Instagram and Threads, you're more than welcome to. Thank you so much for watching this week's video. Let me know the kind of content that you would like to see from me because I had a lot of fun doing this video. But yeah, I hope you have a good day for the rest of your life, and goodbye.
Damn, I don't even know how to feel. Hey, I can't even tell what's real. Yeah, I just want you to come chill. Hey, yeah, I thought that was the deal. Hey, why you always playing these games? Yeah, why you like playing these games? Whoa, why you still playing these games? Yeah, why you keep playing these games? Yeah, I'm just rolling up dope. Whoa, I'ma get lost in the smoke. Yeah.